Satnam and welcome to Kundalini Yoga with me, Shakti Sundari. In this introductory video today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what Kundalini Yoga is, its benefits, and what makes this practice different to other forms of yoga. I discovered Kundalini Yoga 8 or 9 years ago now. I was actually at a really low point in my life and I was searching for something. I was told by somebody that I have a lot of Kundalini energy, and I didn't know what that meant, but then I heard that there was a practice called Kundalini Yoga and I went to explore and find out. And that first class made such an impact upon me that I instantly, at the end of the class, went up to the teacher and said, I want to teach this. And he said to me, okay, well, come to class for a few years and then start the teacher training if you realize that's what you still want to do. Well, I went to class for a year and then I started my teacher training, and it's been a part of my life ever since. What was it that made this practice so appealing and, well, compelling actually for me? It was like a feeling of coming home in discovering a form of movement and practice that spoke to every part of me. I tried hatha yoga before, and I'd really loved its benefits physically, but somehow it lacked a spiritual element and seemed a little dry and boring for me. In the Kundalini Yoga practice, I was completely captivated by the movements, by the spirituality, and my heart and my soul were touched so much that in the very first class, I was crying my eyes out and not even knowing why, but I knew that there was a healing that was taking place. And this is the power of this practice. It's incredibly transformative because we're working with sexual energy. When I say sexual energy, people often become alarmed or make assumptions that I'm talking about sex. So I want to be really clear that when I use this term, sexual energy, I'm not talking about sex or having sex. So another word for this very same energy might be Shakti, the feminine principle, or life force, or chi, or your vital energy. All of these words describe the very same thing, which is simply the energy that animates and creates all of life. This energy resides within all of us. And in a way, it's our hidden potential. And for most of us, it lies dormant, maybe throughout our lifetimes. But through practices such as Kundalini Yoga, as well as others like Tantra, we can consciously activate and direct this energy to flow through our body and awaken us. I want to talk to you about the 7 key elements of Kundalini Yoga and what makes it unique and different to other yogic practices. I'm going to talk about the 7 key elements so that you get a sense of how a class might look and feel for you to practice. So the first element is posture. When we begin a class, when we end a class, and throughout, one of the key aspects of Kundalini Yoga and all yogic practice is our posture. We become aware of how to bring our body into alignment and how to work with angles and triangles. These angles and triangles and the posture are really key and important because they support the flow of energy through the body. For example, when we're sitting, we aim to have our spine as tall, long, and aligned as possible so that our energy, our Kundalini energy, can flow from the base to the crown. If you're slumping or round-shouldered, rather than sitting with a tall spine that's aligned, when you're not able to connect to the energy of the earth or the sky so fully, and you're also not able to get that energy flowing easily and effortlessly along the spine. Not everybody can sit comfortably in what is called easy pose or lotus pose. So that doesn't mean you can't do the practice. This is a yoga of awareness rather than a yoga of making your body do something it's not ready to do. So we can adapt the posture in many ways. You can sit in the easy pose, you can stretch your legs out, you can bend your knees, you can stand, or you can sit in rock pose where you bring your buttocks to rest on your heels. So there are all of these options open to you, and making choices that are comfortable for your body as it is now and respecting your body are also a key part of the practice. The second aspect of Kundalini Yoga that's absolutely key is breath. Cultivating the capacity to master your breath, to sustain and deepen and lengthen your breath is key to all of these practices that we do. The more that you can lengthen and deepen your breath, the more energy you will have in your body and in your life. The slower you're able to breathe, the calmer your mind and your emotions. So your breath, your body, your emotions, your spirit, they are all connected as one. And breath is a really important part of any Kundalini Yoga practice. The third element is Mudra. This is using our hands to make different shapes, which have different meanings and connect us into different planets, aspects of our body, our energy body, and our emotional body. So just for example, the opening mudra that we use as we begin class and end class is called prayer pose. We bring the palms of the left and right hand together and we center them at our heart. So this is not just a random posture, it has significance on all levels. We're bringing together the left and right sides of our body, which represent the feminine and the masculine. We're bringing together the left and right sides of our brain. We're also meeting ourselves at the heart, which is our center. So there's significance just to this one mudra. Another very common mudra that we use in class is called Gyan Mudra, where we press the index finger and the thumb together. This is a mudra that supports meditation. And quite often we'll sit with the hands resting on the knees in Gyan Mudra. The fourth aspect of any Kundalini Yoga class is mantra, and a lot of people love this practice because it does incorporate mantra and bhakti, devotion, so much. We begin and end every class with a mantra. It's called tuning in and tuning out, and the first mantra connects us with our higher consciousness, and the mantra with which we tune out affirms our identity as truth. There are many mantras that we use in our classes. These words have a vibration to them, which is sacred, which is powerful. We create with our words. We create with the sounds, these ancient sacred syllables. And it's also not only changing our vibration internally as we chant and repeat these sounds, but also the very impact of chanting together in a group can be incredibly inspiring and uplifting, and it's a very easy way to reach an ecstatic state. The fifth element of any Kundalini Yoga class is the focus of your eyes. The eyes are a really vital sense organ and can expose us to millions and millions of visual stimuli that can be distracting. We're not in the class to look at what anyone else is doing. We're not in the class to physically look at what we're doing. Once we know and the teacher has demonstrated what the posture is, our intention is to meditate while exercising. Our intention is to bring our awareness inside and to cultivate our awareness of what is going on within us. So this can be quite unusual and sometimes difficult for people at first because they're so used to being stimulated or hyper-stimulated all the time. What we will also do is use a particular eye focus throughout the class in different ways. One of the key directions your teacher might give you is to focus your eyes up at your brow point or your Ajna chakra, your third eye. So your eyes are closed, but they're rolled up and focusing right here at this point. When we do that over a sustained period of time, we begin to stimulate a deeper meditative presence. And the pineal gland and the pituitary gland, which is situated right there in the center of the head, begin to release a liquid which opens our consciousness. The sixth key element of Kundalini Yoga is energy. We're working with energy. We're working with life force, Shakti, sexual energy. And as you continue with your practice, this is something that you will become more and more aware of. So again, just to give you an example, quite often we might invite you to draw your energy up from the root of your body, which is your perineum, which sits between your anus and your sex organ. We might invite you to become aware of that point and draw your energy up all the way through the center of your body to your crown. At first, you might not actually feel anything at all, but as you sustain your practice, you will begin to become aware of more subtle sensations and awarenesses. And finally, awareness. Kundalini Yoga is the yoga of awareness. So we bring this element into everything that we do, beginning from your resistance to coming to class in the morning, going to your irritation with the person who's sitting next to you and fidgeting too much, moving on to a posture that you're finding difficult and the talk that your mind is giving you as to why you don't want to do it or why it's difficult or why you don't like it. So we begin to cultivate the capacity to witness ourselves, learn about ourselves, become more intimate with ourselves, which is what this whole practice is really about. It's about becoming one with ourselves and our infinite self. In our next video, I'm going to show you a really simple way to warm up before any Kundalini Yoga class, as well as how to tune in and tune out. Thanks for watching. Sat Nam.
Satnam, Satnam, Satnam ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru ji. Satnam.